this week I watched the Prince Harry interview on Good Morning America, and I really wanted to hate it, but I've got to be honest, I just didn't hate it. It just made me think of the old Harry that we all used to know and love. And that's why I think, Harry, just come home, leave Meghan in Montecito, bring over those gorgeous two children, Archie and Elizabeth, to get to know their grandparents and get to know their cousins and aunties and uncles at this time of your family going through this real hardship with your father having cancer, and just come home. Who knows? Maybe you could be let back into the royal fold. We did hear some reports in the Times earlier on this week that you wanted to be doing some more royal duties. But in order to do that, you need to first come home. So leave Meghan in Montecito, come back home and start those conversations.
You sound like you're making an appeal for your lost cat to return to the house.
Well, it feels a bit like my lost cat, actually. I did actually lose a cat when I was younger, and I was very, very upset about it.
Can I just say something about Harry's gobbing off to Good Morning America? Everyone this morning has said, oh, actually, I apologise to Harry because I was expecting you to spill the beans and be, really scandalous about and gossipy about your father's health. But actually, he said, he was quite muted in his response. But the truth is, he would have known they were going to ask that question. If he really cared about his dad's privacy, he would have said before to the production crew, guys, just don't ask me this question about my dad's health. I don't want to share it.
But Ben, if an interviewee said that to you, wouldn't you still ask the question?
No.
You would.
I'm a well-respected...
I think though, the point is, though, Albie, that his response was, oh, I won't talk about my father's health, I won't go that far. As if we're all going to turn around to be like, how honourable, what a brilliant man you are, how fantastic. Of course you shouldn't sell out your father for his health.
Sorry, Darren, what exactly are you angry at Harry about this week?
I'm angry about the fact that actually he is basically trying to make out he's a good and honourable man for not doing book number 2, telling us all about what cancer his father's got.
I think you've just come up with that in your head, because all we did this week was answer the question in the correct way. Ben Butterworth, you're a Harry and Meghan fan-ish. What did you think about it?
Well, you can't decide what country to live in, so the next one won't be spare, it'll be where, because we... Look, you know what actually made me slightly uncomfortable in his comments on Good Morning America was that they asked him, do you feel American? And he stopped short of saying that. But he did say that he's considered taking US citizenship. Now, I think that would be a very provocative and insulting thing for someone to do that still carries the title of Prince Harry, which is bestowed on him from this country. Bear in mind that Meghan, despite becoming a Duchess here, has never been a British citizen. She didn't get as far as applying for British citizenship. And so for me, that made me quite sad. And I think that actually told you more about whether he really wants to return to this country.
I don't think Meghan's ever been to Sussex. I'm from Sussex, and let me say, as a native, it's a disgrace that she panders around with that title, Duchess Meghan of Sussex.
Well, she definitely would have been to Sussex when she was, for all of 2 minutes, cutting cakes and ribbons in
I don't think she's been.
I actually think, Benjamin, that you raise a valid point. And actually, they continue to use Harry's royal crest on that website that they've just put up. So he feels American, perhaps, and perhaps he'll become an American citizen, but he's still going to rip off from the monarchy and use his royal crest to get trinkets and all the rest of it in America.
And I think he's changing his surname as well, isn't he? Putting more and more distance. So for me, Harry and Meghan, I just wish for them the life that I think they need, which is out of the private eye, a nice quiet life away from all of this exposure, but they just keep popping up all the time, demanding the limelight. But I do wish them well.
So miserable.
No, I'm not. Will you let me finish? I think Harry was right to come over to visit his father. If he mends the rift with his father, then wonderful. But I cannot get over the fact that Harry and Meghan let the world accuse our monarchy of being racist without defending them. They went on for months and months before they said, oh, actually, no, we weren't saying the royal family were racist. Do you not understand the cruelty and damage of their actions? Needs an apology, Albie, needs an apology before a rift can heal. And if there is an apology, there's no reason why they can't heal. But
can this not be the beginning of this healing process that the family so desperately needs? Look, we don't know what's gone on both sides. Look, I think that there might need to be an apology. There might need to be an apology in both directions, actually. That is something which we should all be considering too. And I think it would be wonderful if the family can come back together now that King Charles is unwell and be united and be supportive of each other.
You can't just gob off for 4 years and reveal every nook and cranny of their private life and then at the click of a finger say, I'm ready now. I'm ready now, guys, to say sorry.
I
I'm
would
ready.
just flag, the late Queen said to Harry and Meghan when they wanted to go off, look, you're entitled to do that, but you can't be half in, half out.
Yeah.
And I do think there is a problem with the idea that someone is profiting from their exposure from being a royal and also still in the family. I think you have to choose one or the other in that situation. And I would love him to come back and to mend
that's what Beatrice and
the
Eugenie
situation.
do. They're allowed to work and profit from their title, but they're still very much within the firm.
But they're not working royals.
Exactly, they're so backbench they've fallen off.
But that's what
So
Harry and
the
Meghan
point.
wanted, but they weren't allowed.
Well, because actually he's so much closer to the line of succession that it would just be
and
very
can I just
odd.
point out, Beatrice and Eugenie aren't making their living from the fame of their title. They have regular jobs, as regular as people in that privilege are likely to have. And I think that's an important distinction. If they were making money as Instagram influencers, that would be quite different.
And to go back to Ben Leo's original point at the start of this show, what Richard Tice said to Rishi Sunak, which is pretty much get stuffed.
Get stuffed.
I'm afraid that his brother, Prince William, it will very much be of the view
He'll
that
be having
Prince
none of
Harry
it.
You see,
can get
I
stuffed.
think that's terrible, because I don't think this rift between William and Harry actually reflects on William that well at all, as the older
Are you
sibling.
joking?
No,
I think
honestly,
he's
I
got
can't.
an
I mean,
absolute
I'm the
right.
older sibling in my family. I can't imagine treating my younger sister like that.
Well, Albie, I think the problem is Harry and Meghan, I think, put the monarchy at risk. I do not think they have earned the right to be trusted with private information again. If they have another fight again, William and Harry, or Harry and his dad, is it going to be in the next book? The trust has to be rebuilt, and I think that'll take a number of
Can I make one
years.
final point?
Very quickly.
Meghan, she said that she wanted to kill herself when she was in the royal family. She said it was miserable. She said that someone was racist about Archie. What kind of person who goes through that terrible experience then keeps using their royal titles? If that was me, get some self-respect. Stop using the titles and distance yourself from the institution that treated you so terribly.